Hello BCH family, and welcome to this week's edition of Foodie Friday. As you all know, we are talking about bone health this week, and if you haven't already, take a peek at some of those earlier posts that I made starting with Monday when we looked at the exercise and the exercises that impact, or movement that impacts our bone health. It's talked about weight training and some HIIT training and rebounding. I know some of y'all probably looked at that rebounding like, I'm not getting ready to jump on no little trampoline, but it really helps. It helps in terms of softening the blow, because if, for instance, you go run or jog, that's a lot of impact on the knees. So even as we age, rebounding is better for bone health and for joint health because we're not impacting those joints, okay? So take a peek at that. Then Tuesday, we went and looked at some of the things that can impact our lives, or things that if we lack them, that can impact our bone health. So it looked at vitamin D and D3. Remember, it's vitamin D3, not just vitamin D, but vitamin D3 plus K2. It looked at I don't remember for sure all the other stuff that it looked at for, it's still exercise, and it talked about smoking and alcohol, how those extremely affect your bone health. So take a peek at that. On Wednesday, we were dug a little bit into the word. Take a look at that, where it talked about osteoporosis and osteomyelitis. Look at how those spiritually rooted issues can affect that bone health, okay? It's important. You might not even feel it right now, but as you age and as time goes on, it becomes more and more important. And there might be somebody in your life, a loved one in your life, that needs that information, okay? So take a peek at it. Just don't sleep on this information. It's important, okay? But we're going to get right into it, and what I decided to do today is just focus on bone health all day long. So all my meals are going to be as such, where I'm incorporating things that impact or can improve my bone health, okay? So starting with breakfast, which many of you know I don't even typically do a breakfast, but just starting with breakfast, I'm focusing more on the source of vitamin D that's helping. So a lot of the foods you will see today are power packed with vitamin D, okay? So first off, we're going to take a peek how I did my omelet, and then I'll come back and talk a little later about how each thing impacts the health, everything that I put in the omelet, okay? And it's going to be a little different because it's going to be little kind of shorter videos, but take a peek and I'll be right back. So I hope you enjoyed that little short video. It displayed cooking an omelet, and I chose an omelet because dairy is one of the biggest sources of calcium that we need for bone health. But I pretty much stay away from dairy myself, but eggs I will eat, okay? So, but like milk and yogurt and eggs and cheese really pack a power punch when it comes to calcium, okay? Just a small bit of yogurt or a glass of milk, 8 ounce, can give you between 100 and like 250 milligrams of calcium, okay? So that's a good source. That's the reason why I chose an omelet. That's the dairy that I will eat. The bell peppers, just looking at the vegetables, they are a good source of vitamin C. Vitamin C helps with bone health as well as dark leafy greens. So that is the reason why I chose the spinach and the bell peppers. Now, for those of you all that are more in an anti-inflammatory kind of kick because you're trying to heal from some things, you know that the bell pepper would not be included, and neither will the eggs, because both of those are inflammatory, okay? But for the sake of those that aren't necessarily fighting inflammation right now, and you can do this and use it in moderation, but for those that aren't, then the omelet that you saw this morning is a good source of vitamin C and calcium, all right? So the next thing I'm going to talk about is my choice of a snack that I had for today. And almonds was really the only thing that I saw in terms of giving us that source of vitamin C or D, C or calcium. that I normally eat. So of course I roasted me some almonds, I added walnuts, so you'll see that video next, and then we will be right back. So I hope you enjoyed that video of the preparation of our roasted nuts. Again, I always use walnuts just for, you know, the omega-3s that I always want to have in my body, but the almonds is what we were really going for in terms of bone health. One thing I also forgot to mention in terms of dairy, if you do choose to have dairy as a source of your calcium and vitamin C, that sort of thing, make sure you're getting organic choices, because that's when we get into trouble. That's when you're really going to experience some inflammation when it comes to using dairy products, okay? Like I said, I've gotten away from dairy pretty much, but I will have eggs every once in a while, okay? But they are on that inflammatory list, so I'll try to stay away from it. But if you have to, make sure it's an organic choice. Now we're going to move into our lunch, and that's the next video that you will see. You will see that it includes a lot of vegetables. Again, that is a good source. I mean, as little as 100 to 250 milligrams or 1 cup or 1 bushel full of vegetables will give you the vitamin C, that vitamin C punch that you need for bone health, okay? So we're gonna do a veggie bake. You guys know that's famous around here. Getting our leafy vegetables. I'm going to do also a sweet potato, which is also a very good source that's helpful for your bones. And I just added some chicken, just, you know, so we can get some protein in there. But after that, we will be right back. I hope you enjoy it. Can you get into that veggie bake? It is delicious, you guys. If you have not yet tried doing a veggie bake, it is easy. It is power packed with nutrients that you need for the day, and it goes a long way. So you guys really have got to try that, okay? So again, those leafy greens, you want to try to get those in. I mean, just cupfuls. And try to add them throughout the day. As you notice, I had spinach in my omelet, then I had vegetables for lunch with the veggie bake, and then I'll have some more spinach for dinner. We'll talk about that in a second. But you just got to keep adding it in, because that extra, it says that extra vegetables will also add a lot of benefit to your bone health, okay? So you want to make sure you're getting in those vegetables. Now the sweet potatoes, they are power packed with magnesium and potassium, and those are 2 power nutrients that are good for bone health. So that's why I chose the sweet potato with the lunch. And again, I just added chicken because protein, my family likes chicken, and my chicken, of course, is organic, cage or free range. It comes from the meat company that I order from, so that it's always fresh, okay? So that's why I'm able to go ahead and add that to it. Then for dinner, you'll see that video next, where we're just gonna have some salmon and spinach, and then I'll be back to explain why I chose those 2 for dinner. Enjoyed seeing the preparation for the dinner video. As you see, we have chosen salmon and spinach for dinner. The salmon is going to give you that power pack from the vitamin D perspective. It is said that from just a piece of that salmon, you can get about 400 IUs of vitamin D. So that is the source. And then of course, I added the vegetables that will give you the calcium that you need. So again, we had calcium all throughout the day as we added vegetables to almost every meal. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments or any discussion that you want, let's get into it. I'll see you guys in the comments, and I hope to see you all this weekend.